lovelies. Welcome back to Magic with Melly. Today, out of the Giant Rider Waite, we have the Lover's card and we have the Two of Cups. As well as this here was the back of the deck energy, the moon. And then behind the moon was a page of wands. Behind it, Seven of Swords. Interesting energies to be walking in on here with the Lover's card and the Two of Cups. I feel like the energy is strong in your connection, in your relationship. There is a level of intimacy that maybe has not quite been experienced before to this magnitude, or there's lots of new experiences happening for the collective. And so I just want to talk more about what's going on here. With the Lover's card, it's definitely indicative that there's a romantic connection occurring here. But with the Lover's card, I'm also seeing choices that are leading towards bringing a lover into your life. Not everyone in the collective has someone. Not everyone in the collective is single. And so, however this resonates for you, this Two of Cups is definitely telling me that there's a connection either that you're concerned about, choices you're going to be making here in these next couple weeks. With the Lover's card, it's really important to remember that there is a difference between, there will be a difference in the choices that you make, and you will have a reflection of that somewhere. First of all, holding in your core, in your center space, in your main space, the energy of love towards self. Now, you can only manifest love in your outside surroundings if you have love to tap into on the inner, on the inside. And so your choices regarding taking care of yourself, healing yourself, choosing better for yourself, that is definitely bringing in your manifestation. A lot of us are, I want the love of my life to be, I want to meet the love of my life. I want a good connection. I want a healthy relationship. Something that's mutual, something that's respectable. And that's definitely coming in with the result of treating your own self better. And I feel as though, especially with the Moon card and the Page of Wands here, with the energy being so new, it's almost like fearing going to be a vulnerable or volatile energy, an energy that's really sensitive, an energy that's really new, and maybe even overwhelming, because it's going to be interesting / difficult to process something so different than what you've experienced before, especially if it's nothing at all like anything you've experienced. It's going to shift you into a perspective you've never been placed into before. And if I just bring this out here with the Seven of Swords, this new perspective, this new energy, this new way of living with this new connection or new situation occurring for you, it is going to boost your confidence, but it is going to be kind of a little twist on your confidence as well, because a new energy is going to feel good almost always, because you're in this curiosity energy, everything's new, everything's curious, everything's interesting. And that's going to boost your self-esteem because the situation wants you and you want the situation back. But I think the important thing here from Spirit is to master how you feel. Master how you feel and apply that with confidence. That because any new energy is going to feel really good, even if it is something that's bad for you. Because of all this lustful energy and all this time put forth waiting for your manifestations to come in. So you got to come into a clear mental space. Because with this 2 of Cups, being connected is lovely and all, but is it going to be everlasting? Is it going to feel good for a long time? Is it going to be able to rejuvenate itself? Excuse me. And so with the 7 of Swords, yes, you do feel good right now, but are you going to feel good in the long run? I feel like there's some things that are hidden, some questions that some of us in the collective need answers to. There's a lot of information that's not on the table that quite simply needs to be put on the table in order for you to either move forward or for you to understand where your person's coming from, or even understand exactly where your placement is with the person involved that you're concerned about. With this 2 of Cups, there are people in the collective that resonate with, there is someone and they think that the potential is really high. There is concern with self-sabotaging tendencies here with the 7 of Swords too. And so just acknowledge when you are in your own way or when you are having a struggle and you need more. Okay, or when you have too much that you're taking on, you need to let go. Here, I'm depicting this card. Usually I depict this card as this individual leaving behind 2 swords that if this individual were to carry more than the 5 swords that is in this person's hands, it would be too much to carry. It would be hard to move forward. But I feel like this message resonates here, but I think it also relates to giving to your community, that your experience, the 2 of Swords has to do with your past experiences that you give, that some of us in our collective give based off of our past experiences in order to either protect or give to the community or show love towards your friends and loved ones. And when I say community, it's where you feel safe in your expression or safe in your living circumstance. And in this card, I'm reading it as telling your story as a means to progress rather than telling your story to give to the situation, rather than yes, where you've been is really important to where you are now, but it's not everything. The past isn't everything. You can't change anything about the past. The past has brought you to where you are now. Or what you can do with your past is, instead of hiding it, instead of saying being ashamed of where you are, because with the Moon card, I think there is plenty that some of us are ashamed of that we would hide going into our future because we can't even stand being who we were in the past. And it's who you are in the past, who you are in the future, who you are now. It's all a product of who you are. And involves opening up to giving even the negative parts of you, giving even the flawed parts of you, and not just showing up perfectly. That could be an important message because message, because hiding even the negative parts of you is still hiding you. You're not giving the situation full potential to choose you, good or bad, good and bad. And so, what would be helpful, I think, for some in the collective is, yes, this new energy, it does instill lots of confidence, but the wall or the boundary becomes your own self when you hold back, when you are afraid of your own self, afraid of your own flaws, afraid of those things being rejected. Well, the truth of the matter is you're rejecting your own self, and you're rejecting your, like, the chance to be accepted before the chance is even on the table. You know, by hiding it, by not even having the energy or the situation or the honesty on the table. Without this progressiveness in the new energy, like, such an intimate connection here with the Two of Cups and the Lover's card, that you do have to be careful and understand exactly what your feelings are, where you're at, who you are, and intuitively recognizing what is best for the situation. Do you have room to grow? Does your person have room to grow? Are you going to be able to give your person room to grow? Can your person give you room to grow? There's lots of things to consider here. But if you hide certain things about yourself, it just gives it no opportunity to be worked on. When someone is confronting you, okay, here with the Seven of Swords, the fact that they're even confronting you means that you are important to them to some matter. And it's not about hurting your feelings because you're saying, like, they're saying that you've hurt their feelings or that you've done something wrong or anything like that. The point of the conversation is so that they don't feel the way they do anymore. And so the confrontation is, it's put into your lap so that you could do something about it. And so situationally, if there's a really heavy, hard conversation and you feel attacked, it's probably because that energy, that personality, that part of you needs to be addressed. It does need to be attacked. And you do need to, like, look inward and be like, was that a good or bad thing for me to do? Was I right in my actions? And you could be both right. One can be wrong and one can be right. Or both of you could be wrong. It could be a really difficult, complex situation, and the only way maybe is not seeing things completely one way or another. With the Two of Cups, it's this connection building. And you can really build a connection by understanding the unique ways that one action led to another action, which led to another action, which led to another action, and how one person involved and then add another involved complicates things, and then more people involved also complicates things. And then, you know, saying what you need to say and then not saying what you need to say, and then the summation of ensuring that everyone's comfortable. Some people do not have the conversations that they need to have. And while that is its own can of worms and situation to deal with, the well-being, the balance behind the choices. See, if you feel bad, okay, and then because you feel bad, this is what is toxic, is people who, when they feel bad, intend to make others feel bad because they feel bad. That is not how love works. When you feel bad, you fix that within. That way you don't take your bad energy, your bad feeling, and put it on someone who doesn't deserve it. Because you never deserved bad feeling or bad energy to begin with. So that's where, like, the fixing and the self-awareness and where you're at is really important. And where your perspective, if you show yourself love, you can show others love. If you can show yourself love, then you can see when others are showing you love as well. And you can, fall into this new energy of love and not hide and not be so wishy-washy or twisty. If you really understand what's meant for you, what you should leave behind, what is worthy of being spoken of. Some experiences in your past don't really need to be spoken of, especially if it hurts you to think about it, if it hurts your person to think about it. Give in a progressive way information, good and bad. Accepting it is a part, is like understanding it comes with accepting it. But if you only give forward only good or only bad, and there's no in between or no understanding in between, the whole thing of understanding your feelings, understanding the connection, understanding the person, understanding the whole thing about the situation is going to be impossible to get to with hiding, with not knowing when to have a conversation, not have space for yourself to grow and learn. With this King of Cups, I think it's very prevalent that for some in the collective, it's very clear what to do in such intimate or intense connections. Because you feel so deeply, either for the person or for yourself or both, or the decision needs to be made here in order to manifest a true love. And you manifest true love by being honest with yourself. Am I happy here? What can I do? And how much of this is things out? How much am I blaming someone, and how much can I take that blame and put my control back into this? There's some deep messages here with understanding our feelings and where we're at and being honest with ourselves. The moon is a very big card on having secrets underlying, some things under the surface, some stuff that needs to be just exposed, and all in part with remaining loyal. Okay, remaining loyal to the self. That it's not bringing anybody at all justice. Having something not on the table, it's going to give you anxiety. It's going to, like I was saying before, you're rejecting your own self before the chance to even be accepted is even on the table, because you're hiding it, because it's not even being exposed. The light towards anything that you're concerned about there's no exposure, there's no addressing it, the chance to even do that is not there. And you can really see who's for you if they can even accept the parts of you that is even hard for you to accept. I feel like earlier when I was saying it instills new energy, instills confidence, it can. but it can also instill the opposite energy. And it's really a choice, whether you give it a chance, and then once you've given it a chance, you allow the situation to show you, is this for me or not? Rather than forcing it, if you hide something important about who you are, you hide it so you can get what you want. But is it really what you want if it was, if you had to manipulate the situation or hide something to get what you want? What is really yours would see the true honesty, the purity, and everything about you, good and bad, and still accept it and still want it. But if there's even half of you or even 10% of you that's not on the table, that doesn't have that chance, you leave that little bit of question of, would they still take me in? Would the situation still have me if they know, or if they knew about this or this or this, or if they knew this thing about me? There's a lot of time that can be not wasted, eliminating wasting anybody's time by just having everything out on the table. Saying, yes, I'm a very, very sexual person. No, I'm not a very sexual person. Not need one. This is my career and I'm passionate about it. This is how much money I'm making, and this is, where my struggles are. These are where my strengths are. Like, having all of that fully disclosed, it makes you very, very vulnerable, but it also ensures that the decisions that are being made are... If that all continued to work out for you, I'm going to get into the pre-shuffled oracle cards, and also the tarot. I have 2 tarot decks out for you guys. Okay, so let's get some more messages on what's going on with the collective. What's happening for my collective here on Melly Monday? What does my collective need to know in their situations to bring in or continue in this track with their love of their life? We have the Devil coming out. What does my collective need to know? 9 of Wands reverse, 7 of Pentacles reverse. Messages for my collective this Melly Monday. Okay, and then coming out we have the Sun reverse, 6 of Cups, and the 4 of Swords. I'm going to see the back of the deck energy here. We have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Excuse me. Okay, my lovelies. With the Devil here, depicted next to the 9 of Wands, it's certainly this energy of being done with self-sabotage, with addictions, with being in your own way, being done with feeling exhausted, being done with not knowing what to do, being done with your shadow work, your shadow side, your depression, your dark side, all of these poor elements of yourself. And it's like there's this energy of being done with it, but it's like you're never done. And that's not a bad thing here. The Sun in reverse is concerning because you are hella done. You're exhausted. You do so much work on yourself, you're exhausted. But with the Sun in reverse, the work you've done on yourself, it's shining a light on how to balance. that all this work is exhausting because maybe some of you have never done so much work on yourself before. And then now that you have, it's like, oh my God, it's so exhausting. It's so exhausting. So it's like seeing one extreme to the other, not working on yourself to working on yourself actively. And now you're seeing a new balance. And now you can see rest. And now you can see your manifestations coming in. This Ace of Pentacles in reverse, it's not concerning to me because Ace of Pentacles reverse, yeah, normally it may be concerning because you're like, where's my manifestations? Where are my wishes? Where's the good stuff in my life? What am I waiting for? This Ace of Pentacles is saying it's coming in, but your energy's not ready to receive. Because you're so done, you're so done, you're so done, you're so done. You can't be done. The work has just begun. It's hard to begin with, but it's going to ease up. The rest, let yourself rest. Let yourself rejuvenate. Let yourself get stronger. Let yourself reapply. Refresh. If there's anything that needs to be disbanded, you need to detach. Someone's not treating you right. Something is not treating you right. Something seems off. Grant yourself some space. Grant yourself some rest. Grant yourself the clarity, the space to find the clarity. And maybe it could be the exact thing that's confusing you or giving you mixed signals. That could be the absolute block that is, stopping your love of your life from coming in or stopping your manifestations from coming in. Understand how you feel. If you don't feel good, do something about it. Don't place the responsibility on somebody else. If you don't feel good, you don't feel good. Do not beg someone, do not force someone to help you feel good. That is on you. They're not making you feel good. Why are you showing up for someone who's not making you feel good? For something that's not making you feel good? Reconsider where you're putting your energy towards. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles is like where your energy belongs, where your opportunities belong. And if you're not placing your energy where it should be, you're manifesting in the wrong areas. And you wonder, where's my manifesting? Where's my manifestations? Where are my wishes? Because you're placing it in the wrong hands. I hope that wasn't too harsh. Moving forward, let's go into your shuffled oracles. First card comes out, Divine Source. Help me know that all my deepest needs will be met. Let me trust that you have a plan and the right actions will come. You are my source for all. Divine Source, its access is within you. And so if you love yourself, your universe will show you love. If you hate yourself, your universe will show you hate. Your brain will validate whatever energy is already there. You will look for what you have. But you also look for what you want. And so, be mindful of, if you have hateful energy, do you want hate because you are giving that to yourself? Do you want jealousy because you are giving that to yourself? Consider where your energy lies and then tap into that source, and tap into like creating that source and bringing in abundance. Inner power. Again, with, tapping into your inner power, tapping into that source, give me the courage and the power to do what must be done. See, when you're treated badly and you take that in, you're like, I feel bad. Do you deserve to feel bad? Are you going to continue to accept that? Like, reconsider what your power is. Are you giving power to something that's not making you feel good? The confrontation, the conversation means that you want to give it a chance. Are you giving bad energy chances? Have you seen energy that overrides the bad energy? Or are you seeing more bad energy and more bad energy? The abundance here is, what are you adding to? You see bad energy. Are you adding to that? Like, how are you adding to it? Fueling an argument, fueling a conversation, fueling the situation, period. Consider what's up here and make the change. We have courage. Let me be open to courageously take the steps that are shown. I'm going to be right back for 30 seconds. Oh, thank you for waiting on that. Anyway, moving forward, the card says, let me be open to courageously take the steps that are shown. Some of us in the collective are afraid of what's coming through. That when you take space, that you'll find something specific about a decision that needs to be made. That the courage to do more about how you feel, you know that it's going to take a lot. And because you know this, the thing about this reading is it's okay to be weak. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to be sick. It's okay to have a twisted previous existence. It is okay to have to build up courage, to have to build up strength, to have to build up the energy that you need to have the power to do what you need, to be able to move forward, to be able to do what you need. Okay, the courage here, you got it. Even if you don't feel it right now, you got it. You've always had it. Contract. Some of us are really bound by the situations that we're in. I'm hearing marriage, I'm hearing divorce, I'm hearing literal contracts with work, literal contracts with, you know, these people. That somewhere in the blockages and things is that there is literally a problem that has paperwork and contract to consider. Goddess of the moon, angel of strength, utilizing your timing. The timing when it comes to, you can really tap into the cycles of the moon. With the goddess of the moon, angel of strength, using the moon as strength, using the moon as a tool, using the tools that are at hand. With contract, it could be a matter of, you need the law behind you, you need police behind you or paperwork behind you, and it's taking strength to even come to the decision that you need to file paperwork, or that you need to file something because of something you're picking up intuitively. Something's wrong. And when you have this angel, there you have angels of strength around you. That if you don't feel the energy, pray on an angel of strength. Pray on someone or some entity that you find to be strong, especially in the energy that you're looking for. If you're seeking more confidence, pray towards an angel for confidence. Say, instill me with more confidence to, bring me forward. What do I need? Tell me something, and you'll intuitively receive it. Appreciation, and make sure that you appreciate it for what it is, that you understand it for what it is, and not take it the way that you think you need to see it. And the sun, blossoming abundance, there is plenty to be grateful for, regardless of if something's going well, going bad. There is a light to be shown that your abundance comes from being thankful for how things have been, even if things suck. That things are exactly how they should be. Things are ideal as they are, even if they do not feel or seem ideal. That there is an element of balance or an element of protecting the situation, or bringing in, the situation maybe isn't ideal now, but it's like being prepared to be ideal. And that, it is not going to show up ideal from the get-go. Anything you kind of work with is going to be a work in progress when you start anything. And so you start a connection here, you appreciate it, you love it, you can really expand and grow and make the situation more by yes, being honest, by yes, like blossoming abundance is like having this energy for yourself first, and then the abundance is anything that adds to that. So finding appreciation of, like, yeah, where you've been, where you are, it's a summation to bring you exactly here, and it's ideal now because it's ideal. The timing is perfect, everything about it is perfect, because it's a process. It's it's a working process towards perfection, but it's like everything's perfect because it teaches you something. It teaches you, yes, this is love, yes, this is hate, yes, this is how I can do better, yes, this is how I did do great and this is how I did do badly. And expanding on everything, always doing better. Get to know each other, learn to meet another's need for love, new love. Embrace an opportunity for love in your work prospects or for spiritual growth. Slow down, pause, and allow things to unfold. This card says embrace your emotions, allow your feelings to surface and be accepted. And be authentic. Be real and true to who you are and how you feel. So, for many of you, there's new love here. Okay, but getting to know each other this new connection, it's all about getting to know each other. But for those that are in a relationship that's been like happening for a while, there's always something new to learn about someone. Like learning about someone, learning about yourself is a lifelong thing. You will learn more about yourself every day. You will learn more about your partner every day. And so if you renew this energy, renew that in general, and have this focus on, how do I know this person more? How do I know myself more? When you can really slow down and bring that energy in, how can I really understand me? How can I really understand and love my outside surroundings? You can really embrace everything. Um, I think the beautiful thing is expressing yourself and then seeing seeing the embrace of fully expressing yourself and then feeling the embrace. That if you express yourself and you say you're mad, you say you're angry, you say you're very upset, a very deep love is someone who will, take you when you're upset and be able to authentically work that out with you and be like, yes, I understand you're upset. How can I work with you to make you feel better? And, and that's like an energy that needs to be mutual, that both energies in the situation need to apply towards one another. How can we continue to feel good? How can we continue to be authentic? How can we continue to embrace everything about how we feel, good and bad? It's like, you did this, it made me feel this way. I appreciate that you feel this way when I do that, because it means that you feel deeply about me, or like, the situation is important to you. It's like, if someone who knows that they made you feel bad will definitely not want to make you feel bad again if they truly genuinely cared and feel, if they care about you as well. But if they only care about themselves, they're going to continue doing whatever they did. And that's like a complicated thing here with a higher power, a leg up, new life, soulmates. Oh my goodness, King of Cups is falling over. Message in a bottle, the fates. Oops. The fates. Never ending story. No place like home, community. Okay, so the higher power, a leg up. Okay, a new life. You can definitely get a leg up and a new life by listening to your higher power, listening to source, listening to the messages that you are receiving. You're receiving certain messages for a reason. Using your intuition, using your higher, intuition is your access to your higher power, access to source. Energy is one of those things where you tap into, on a subtle level, can give you a lot. It's off, it's off. If something feels right, it's right. And so you can really get a leg up or an understanding or even figure out how to rejuvenate or bring in new life by knowing how to access or how to handle your or understand your soulmate. That when something's off, you can feel it. And message in the bottle is about communicating, like why is this off? How can we continue to like have this feel good? How can we bring it back on? You know, when it's off, how do we what's off about it? What can be fixed? And with the fates, it's this total agreement of, yes, I understand that this is going to be hard, this is going to be easy, some things are going to be hard, some things are going to be easy. It's a cycle, and you choose that. You choose your person, you choose your job, you choose to do what you do every day. There is no place like home, there is no place like being comfortable. But sometimes it is, we find ourselves too comfortable with where we're at, where we find ourselves too comfortable in our space. And with the community card, I'm definitely reading this as being reminded by the community that complex situations can happen and you can still survive through them. That you know, you can go to your community and be like, that person experienced something similar to me and they are a survivor, and that is how I know I can survive this too. And there's many layers of that actually that can apply here with cycles, never ending story, the fates. A lot of us are on similar journeys. The specific details may give or take, but intuitively you know that you're either too comfortable or not comfortable enough. And there's got to be more to do in that regard in order to progress, in order to bring the situation into ideal. Because it's not going to be brought to you in an ideal situation. It's nice and all when things do come perfectly, but not everything's going to be that. And with divine love, you work on, you know, you accept what is perfect, what is what you want, what you need, and then you work on what is not, and you help it become what you need, what you want, or you change it. You know, you mold your life according to your wants and needs. We have spiritual career, health, patience, parenting, financial discipline, and perseverance. Now, with parenting, not everyone in the collective is the parent, but I think that it's very important that there is a lot of composure when it comes to views with parenting, that even if you have a kid or do not have a kid, that there is views surrounding we think our next generation should be raised. And with spiritual career, financial discipline, patience, health, the well-being of the community as a whole, or the well-being of everyone as a whole, I think is of importance to you. But I think with the perseverance, I think that there's many messages here for the collective, that there are parents in the collective, that there are people who want to be parents in the collective. There's different people, different individuals that have you know, financial disciplines are going to apply differently, where you need to maybe spend more money or spend less money accordingly. And that the patience, that there is a need for patience surrounding um, overall well-being, overall health, overall like how you're doing in your career, um, how you apply yourself spiritually, how you apply yourself in every facet of your life. And spirit wants to highlight that your perseverance, that your strength can be toxic in a sense of not granting yourself rest. Being strong is wonderful, but being too strong is also an ish. And so coming into rest, coming into space, I think with the rest, you grant yourself the space to see something. It could be, it could have to do with seeing something as far as how parenting goes. It could be as far as seeing something as far as how to bring in a successful future. Giving yourself the space to be of peace. Be like, yes, this is where I'm at. I am a parent. I am not a parent yet. I am a student. I am going to be a student. I am, whatever it is, having this patience with yourself, compassion with yourself, and then just trusting that the health of the situation has a lot to do with your own well-being, your own health. And so you being well makes the situation well. This card says work through your feelings. Last quarter moon in Aries. New moon in Aries, go for it. Full moon in Leo, go wild. Last quarter moon in Virgo, attend to details. New moon in Aquarius, open up to change. And last quarter moon in Gemini, clear your mind. So definitely lots of Aries energy, Leo. Okay, some fire, like just definitely fire energy and air energy here. But attending to the details could be just a message that is specific here, where attending to the details is something maybe we do too much of or not enough of. With go wild, it's like go wild on paying attention to details. Maybe pay closer attention. But if you do pay close attention already, then you should be wild and kind of like free yourself up and be open to being more free with the details. Because sometimes details, if you go into a night and you're like, this is how it's going to go, this is how it's going to go, if the night doesn't go anything at all in the specific way, you can be, the way that your mind will be is like, you won't be grateful, you will be like upset. So like you need to clear your mind space of all these details if you hold on too specific to them. It's really just like, you have an idea, just go for it. You want to do something, just do it. And being inspired, being open to, it's like you have an idea, and then if you think too much about it, then you're going to stay in the same place. Because like it's like you have an idea is something new usually, or a thought, a continued thought. And so it's like a fresh idea could be an inspiration or something to move you forward. But if you think too long on it, you could talk yourself out of it and talk yourself back into a comfort zone, because a new idea is fresh. It's going to be something new, something uncomfortable. So being open to a new idea and delivering it right away, that's being open to change. Because if you had an idea and like stayed on it too long, then like you suscept yourself to not changing by by giving yourself too much of a chance to think the way you've always thought, or be the way that you've always thought. But if you like just bring in a fresh energy and just operate off the fresh energy from the get-go, you could learn a lot. Like if someone gives you an idea, just do responsibly. Someone has a great idea and you act on it, you'll be thankful. If someone has a great idea and you don't act on it, you'll be resentful, regretful. And so, or someone has a bad idea, you do something about it, at least you know what happens. Versus there's a bad idea, you don't do anything at all on it. You don't know if it's going to be good or bad. You don't know anything. You didn't even give anything a chance. So clearing your mind space of negativity and just doing whatever you want, regardless of what's on your mind, is going to be probably what brings in, like, helps you, because sometimes that spontaneous idea, um, it's a domino effect. You have one spontaneous idea, one spontaneous action, and then that's an opportunity. It brought an opportunity in your hands, and then that opportunity grows and it grows and it grows, and it's like one domino falls over another and over another. So if you want your manifestations to come in, get out of your own way. Don't hide. Don't go the other direction. Go towards it. Be afraid, but don't let your fear take you. Be afraid and go do it anyway. We have the thief, journey, bad health, mature woman. So thief, journey, bad health, mature woman. I feel like mature woman has to do with just mature energy in general. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. Mature woman has to do with, like, if you're a male, okay, and you want your counterpart, okay, it's like about you maturing enough for your counterpart to come in. But this also could be mature woman, like you are the mature woman. You've become a mature woman, and this could be like an identifier in that regard. It could be many things, but I think it just has to show about maturity levels here, that there is a lot of growth that has occurred, a lot of growth that is still occurring. And with the bad health, it's just like you can't help but feel like your bad health, your bad mental health, any way that you didn't treat yourself well, it's a thief to your journey, that it takes away from where you're going. That if you don't treat yourself well, that you don't have the emotional maturity to do what it takes to be responsible for how you feel, be responsible for your situations, and how you apply yourself in them. You rid yourself, you're stealing from yourself by having your own bad mental health apply to your situations. Like, working on your mental health will help you help yourself, like how you think, your perspective, all of that brings in these things. And so with the courtship, I think there's marriage coming in, there's proposals, commitments coming in, even house, having offers come in for stability, all having to do with, like, again, offers, that you doing better, you feeling better, you stabilizing yourself, you being strong, you making these decisions. It's solidifying others' perspectives of you as well, that you carrying such strength and you making the decisions that you need to make, and you, like, this catalyst, being the catalyst of change, it's going to bring forth more attraction, more abundance, more of everything, because you see what you deserve, you feel what you deserve, and then you only accept in what you deserve, and then the abundant, it's just gonna be on its own cycle, its own track. And there will be times where you'll be kind of set back every now and again, but the true lesson here is your own unblocking your own self, so you're not stealing from your own happiness, stealing from your own journey. We have the cards, don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. Reflection, give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. And transformation, your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. So regardless of what's going on in everyone's lives, your own reflection of where you're at is going to be like what you're seeing. So if you have a relationship that's falling apart, essentially essentially it's falling apart perhaps because you didn't have your energy all together to begin with. And that with your energy or your own relationship to yourself, if that's not all put together, your outside relationships with other things will fall apart. And so making decisions based off of guilt or making decisions based off of love, based off of hate, based off of how you feel, just like really consider like what you deserve. And it's like 24/7 you always deserve love. If we don't always see that, but we could do our best to make sure we receive those things. And if you're true to the love of your own self, you would only receive love, take in love, want love. You will take no less. And then, the bullshit, since you won't take no less, you won't take bullshit. And so, this true honesty with yourself can really transform who you are, where you're at, and everything about your connections. And that's not to say that relationships only work if because you can be wherever you are in your own self-love journey. It's all about the fact that you want to grow and accept, period. Grow, accept, and love, period. And that the feelings are reciprocated and mutual. Love conquers and transforms all things. So it's like you show yourself love and you can conquer anything. 3 of Wands, feeling like you can conquer stuff when you feel good. You definitely feel more beat down when you don't feel very loved or accepted. You feel beat down, and then your potential diminishes. And so reminding yourself of the love in your life. Judgment, 4 of Swords, resting. Judgment being like, do I deserve this? Do I not deserve this? Page of Cups, 5 of Cups, Page of Swords, the World. Let's see the back of the deck energy. 6 of Wands. It's quite difficult to charge forward with this energy being so sensitive. Because when things do fall apart, it is natural to have grief and to be upset. But allow this energy to be temporary, because you do not deserve to be upset for a long time, for very long. You deserve the feeling that whatever you have to give is worth fighting for, and vice versa. The world, you do deserve the world, and it could be hard to feel this way with so much ahead. There is so much ahead, and with the world, it could feel like too much. But practicing your existence, here with the 6 of Wands, back of the deck energy, it's reverse. I just find some energies troublesome. And I think that my main advice to you is, if you feel confused, it's because the situation is confusing, and that clarity is sure to come should you remind yourself that love is what should be in this space, and that any other way of approaching love forceful, you know, anything that's not natural is not meant to be. With Six of Wands reverse, I'm seeing this energy of taking steps back and letting people show you who they are. How letting them form words, letting them form actions instead of giving them the ideas all the time, instead of being so forward. I think the energy is more so you need to take steps back and, you know, if you've given so much, let yourself receive. If you've received a lot, then give more to the situation. Everyone is going to be in their own unique placements. But the judgment here is, what energies do I need rest from? Have I been feeling good for a long time and need to get off my high horse and kind of humble out? Or have I been feeling bad for a long time and need to feel better? Most of all, going towards peace, you know, it's really difficult to be happy 100% of the time. And for many of us, it's too easy to be sad 100% of the time. And so balancing, right? It's so easy to be depressed and have all sorts of reasons to be upset. And then it's also a struggle to stay happy. And so with these extremes, finding balance, finding peace, finding contentment, finding love as an infinite source within yourself. Do not hide now. I think there's lots of things that are on the table that should be on the table, and some things that are not. You know, there are many things that should just be communicated here. Um, Things that cause you anxiety, you'll feel a lot less anxiety if you just address it. Then you could be like, yes, this person is for me, this situation is for me, or no, this person is not for me, this situation is not for me. You can really decide that by having the genuine light and work shown here. With the sun in reverse, Three of Pentacles in reverse, shine light on this, on what you're working on. It's okay to have mistakes and flaws. It's what matters is that you're even working on them, because everyone has flaws and mistakes and things that they do, but if you're not working on them, that's the problem. And so the fact that there's anything wrong with you, there's nothing wrong with having things wrong with you. If you, the sun here shining light on, like, this is what I'm working on, these are my struggles, can help someone be there for you too, and help you guys, like, sort of show up for one another. Be like, this is my struggle, it's hard for me because of these things. Then, you know, someone who's hearing you out and authentically cares about you and loves you, they'll meet you where you're at and be like, I hear you, you struggle with these things, you do not have to struggle with that alone, or I'll help you with it, you know, like those types of things. That's what you want to hear in your connections. And so Knight of Wands being, you know, don't hold someone so responsible to help you with things, that you should help yourself first, but that protecting the relationship can be exposing some of the things that you think might be the worst, and the worst thing could be the very best thing for the connection. And so that's Three of Cups again, and then the moon as the back of the deck energy, more back of the deck energy. So just tapping into your potential by not letting your shadow work limit you. Let your shadow work expand you. And that's kind of an interesting phrase to end on, but I love that I was able to help you through this reading or through any of my other readings. Remember that this is a collective reading, that the messages aren't to be directly resonate for every single one of you. There's so many of you guys that I'm trying my best, and that if you feel like you need a personal reading, then you can definitely book a personal reading. But if a message didn't work for you, trust that the message was just meant to be for someone else, and that I'm reaching as many people as possible with love and light. Thank you so much for being a part of my reading journey. Actually, I am getting stronger and stronger every time I come on here and every time that you guys book with me. And this is it for the reading. I hope to catch you on Instagram and on TikTok or any of my other platforms. I am not only a card reader, but I heal with crystals. I love to sing and make art. And so I am so thankful that if you made it here, that we're sharing our existence with one another. If this helped you, please let me know. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.